The title of the Washington Post op-ed wastes no time on subtlety. Larry Summers. Donald Trump is a serious threat to American democracy. The March 1st opinion piece by Lawrence H. Summers accuses the Republican presidential frontrunner of, among other things, being a thug, a demagogue, and a threat to the rule of law and democracy, but feigns graciousness by opining that Trump is slightly better than Hitler and Mussolini on the thuggery scale. While comparisons between Donald Trump and Mussolini or Hitler are overwrought, says Summers, Trump's rise does illustrate how democratic processes can lose their way and turn dangerously toxic when there is intense economic frustration and widespread apprehension about the future. The possible election of Donald Trump as president is the greatest present threat to the prosperity and security of the United States, Summers avers, and warns that Trump is demagogically offering the power of his personality as a magic solution to all problems, and making clear that he is prepared to run roughshod over anything or anyone who stands in his way. Summers, of course, sees no irony or hypocrisy in his remarks, or in his failure to recognize that his boss, Barack Obama, is, and has been, for the past 8 years, demagogically offering the power of his personality as a magic solution to all problems, and making clear that he is prepared to run roughshod over anything or anyone who stands in his way. So, who is Lawrence Larry Summers, and why does his opinion matter enough for the Washington Post to put the op-ed on Trump in headlights? What credentials does he bear to teach or preach on the dangers of this or that candidate to democracy and the American project? Although not a household name among the lower and middle classes, Summers is a big name among the ruling and chattering classes. Besides his recent post as director of President Obama's National Economic Council, he has been a denizen of the shadowy corridors of power for decades: World Bank, White House, Clinton Cabinet, Goldman Sachs, J.P. Morgan Chase, U.S. Treasury Department, Council on Foreign Relations, Trilateral Commission, Bilderberg Group, United Nations, Group of 30, Harvard, etc. And in those positions, he has shown again and again that he is prepared to assist the globalist elites he serves to run roughshod over anything or anyone who stands in their way, including whole nations and regions of the world. Summers, an economist, served as president of Harvard University from 2001 to 2006, and now holds the position of President Emeritus and Charles W. Eliot University Professor at Harvard. As a certified Harvard Double Dome, Summers should know, and most probably does, that the American Founding Fathers bequeathed us a constitutional republic, not a democracy. See Republics and Democracies, and that the internationalist elites he works for have been struggling mightily for over a century to destroy the constitutional restraints on power and convert the United States into a democracy, which, as the founders warned, would lead inevitably into mobocracy, and then to oligarchy, ruled by the few. In addition to being a longtime prominent member of World Government Promoting Council on Foreign Relations, CFR, and the Trilateral Commission, Summers is a former chief economist of the World Bank, former Treasury Secretary, and a former member of the steering committee of the ultra-secret, ultra-powerful Bilderberg Group. Summers is also a member of the secretive and little-known Group of 30, G30. The coterie of international bankers and economists that wields enormous influence over the global economy. Summers has grown immensely wealthy as a result of his public service, raking in millions of dollars from Goldman Sachs, J.P. Morgan Chase, Citigroup, Lehman Brothers, and other Wall Street giants he helped bail out with hundreds of billions of dollars from the American taxpayers. Then there is Summers' role with the Harvard Group in the ransacking of Russia of untold billions during the phony privatization by Boris Yeltsin, under the advisement of Summers' Harvard boys. Although Donald Trump may merit some of the charges thrown at him by Summers, the credibility, motives, and connections of the accuser are more than merely suspect. They are sufficient to recognize this Washington Post op-ed as a hit piece aimed at a potential threat to the New World Order favored by Summers and company, not the American project as envisioned by this country's founders.